had the day off, so I finally got to watch the damn show live. It literally just ended, but I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made with the last episode. I'm going to try to keep the reviews shorter so I don't have to re-edit the video 10 times after upload, because Mnet doesn't want people using their videos to essentially give them free promo. Okay, it's fine. I'm good. This is the part where I admit I haven't actually watched any of the Snap or Charismatic performances in full, despite using the videos. I wanted to wait for this episode. It's kind of like how I didn't watch any of the OOO videos before Girls Planet aired. Anyways, they showed some behind the scenes of the practice, and then we were on set filming the performance videos. Both Charismatic teams lost a member. In the case of Pick on Top, they lost Cheon, and Drop the Beat lost Laboom's Haein. Fun coincidence. Both of them dropping out before the photo shoot explains why they were never included in any of the material released from that. During the Charismatic filming, my biggest thought was that the set director sounds like Luna's Kim Lip, and that I really hope they got to take a shower immediately after filming. The rain brings down so much pollution. As for Snap, I had a few more thoughts there, particularly about Bora and what I think was her downfall. Like I said in the last video, she was trying to be strategic and picking strong rappers and dancers so the vocals would rely on her, but I do think that was a mistake on her part. She needed a strong lead vocalist backing her up, and I think if she had picked Puisa or Phi, they would have won. She sent the all-rounders and strong vocalists to the drop team, and she kept the specialized members for her own, and that was a mistake. Especially dropping Doha was a big mistake in my opinion, because she was really the driving force behind Athena. She displayed really strong leadership skills, and she was so good at encouraging them to focus on their strengths and not on being better than the other team. With the recording behind, you could see and hear that Kay has great musicality, and I think it made Bora more insecure than just nervous. But more than being insecure, I think she's just desperate to prove herself. She's been on so many survival shows and always so close to debuting, and I think it messed with her more than she likes to admit. She was probably expecting to be the strongest vocalist on the show because there really aren't many 4th-gen vocalists that are stronger than her and would be on the show. She definitely wasn't expecting Kay to show up, and now she feels a need to prove that she's better than Kay. I think a much better strategy would have been showing how good they sound together, thereby maximizing their joint slay. Also, to anyone who saw my Queendom puzzle preview video, did I not anticipate them bringing back some Queendom contestants? Granted, I didn't predict Hyorin, but I just thought Queendom 2 would be her last involvement with a survival show. Might be. But can we please get rid of Ryan June already? If I never have to see that man ever again, it will be too soon. Drop the Beat's Charismatic was nice. Nothing really stood out to me. I enjoyed Yeonmi, but unlike the judges, I was much more impressed by Sooyeon. Her vocals are so much better when she's not screaming. I hope JooE continues to improve her stage presence because she was so much better here than in the reevaluation. I found it kind of funny that the drop team got the car intro while the pick team got the walk intro. But I agree with the judges that Nana was the MVP of this performance. She clearly suits these bright concepts so well. G1 did well choosing this team, but the lack of vocalists in both teams was felt. However, I'm most impressed that they managed to make the rain look intentional. Athena winning the Snap battle was earned for sure. I agree with the judges that Huiso was the MVP because her vocals and charisma added so much to the song, the vibe, and the performance. Overall, the team synergy was much better, but one thought that kept ringing in my head was that Kay doesn't even need a vocal-heavy song to prove herself as a vocalist. She made that song a vocal-focused one by force, and it shows just how much musicality she has. Despite having more rappers, Pit Cat really weren't giving Girl Crush to me. They were serving dark and mature for sure, but they were really lacking in power. None of their voices really stood out. Like, they're a good team, but not for this song. It's a shame. They could have done so well if they didn't have a Blackpink Reject song. Someone commented on my last video about Phi being problematic, and look, I'm not casting racist for a survival program. To be expected. I'm not casting men with a history of misogyny and homophobia. Also to be expected. But casting someone who was allegedly kicked from her group for spreading rumors about her fellow members to anti-fans and asking fans to send her money directly to her bank account? And your goal is to create a new supergroup? Did they do absolutely negative research? How does someone like that even end up on the show? I won't hate on her needlessly, but I for sure will not be encouraging anyone to vote for her. This group doesn't deserve the baggage. Either she didn't do it, but the rumors will still follow the group around the whole time they're active, or she did do it and she might do it again and ruin the group's image. I also saw in my attempts to look it up that she has even more personality scandals that caused Thai fans to not want her to be active at all in Thailand, but I can't speak or read Thai, so I don't know what that was. Either way, I don't know if the leaking rumors thing is true, but I don't feel comfortable supporting someone who is suspected of doing that, especially not to debut in a group with some of my favorite idols. Moving on. For the next mission, they had a remix mission. They were tasked with designing and performing a new version of one of 6 songs. As the MVPs, Ua's Nana and Haiki's Huiso got to assign the members of each team. Their choices were between Idol's Nude, 17 Busoksoon's Fighting, Blackpink's Shut Down, Boa's Only One, SHINee's Don't Call Me, and Twice's Dance the Night Away. Ua's Nana assigned herself as well as Weekly's Jihan, Dohwa, and Rocket Punch's Sooyoon to Nude. Wekimeki's Ellie, Triple S's JooE, Rocket Punch's JooE I, Weekly's Soojin, and Purple Kiss's Yuki make up the fighting team. Huiso assigned herself, along with Fai, Lightsome Sanga, and Haiki's Rina to Shutdown, which confirmed that I am, in fact, a prophet. Literally said in my last video that Sanga's reevaluation performance should have been shut down. If she does badly in this stage, I just have to blame myself. For Only One, they assigned Weekly Soen and Kay. The Don't Call Me team is made up of Miru, Ua's Uyeon, Ujisanyo's Yorum, Yeon, and Weekly Soa. And finally, the Dance the Night Away team consists of Cherry Bullet's Jiwon, Bora, and Chaerin, and Triple S's Soyeon, and Rocket Punch's Yoni. Great planning on that one, guys. There were a few moments this episode that really made me think that they're trying really hard to evil edit Bora, and I have no idea where it's coming from. She was literally the PD favorite for Girls Planet. Did FNC try to bribe them or something? I don't get it. It was also this moment in the episode that made me realize I hadn't seen Soyeon at all. I thought they wanted to give her the Sohye Haewon underdog narrative. I think they gave the Nude team really good build-up for the performance. I think their stage concept was really good, very good interpretation on the original song's theme without just using the original theme. I do, however, wish they had used better stage costumes. They were evoking doll imagery and marionette imagery. They could have at least started in more classic doll outfits and then had the dancers rip the big skirts off. I think that would have elevated the stage more, but perhaps that was one of Dohwa's big no's. I was also disappointed in the lack of strings in the instrumentals. A big part of Nude's sound was in the classical sample, so I wish they had done an outro with just Sooyoon and Dohwa's voices over a violin. But good stage. Really enjoyable when you ignore Mnet's awful camera work. I think my stage MVP is Sooyoon. Her voice really got to shine here, and I think her ad-libs added so much character to the stage. They got 222 points and are the score to beat, so let's get into the fighting team's performance. From the intro, you could tell these members are some of the less confident in stage direction. JooE took the lead and really saved their stage. I got the sense that the members either had never been allowed to submit their own ideas or were really uninspired by the song, so I think switching JooE into the team really saved them. As for the performance itself, I really don't understand why they left the mics open the whole intro. There was so much breathing, it felt like I was editing one of my YouTube videos. JooE was surprisingly powerful, really unexpected based on what she's shown so far. I fear JooE has sentenced herself to the rapper position, which, speaking of, I knew as soon as she got into a main rapper position, Yuki would prove herself. I was so relieved watching JooE gain more and more stage confidence, and by the second verse, I saw her. The JooE everyone fell in love with back in 2017. She sounded so good in the bridge too. It kind of seems like doing a Bright 17 song is the secret to a well-received performance. They did fall short of the 222 points, only receiving 209, but I think their performance will be one that will be brought up in 3 months as one of the most underrated of the whole show. The fact that Kay and Soen start singing Only One while lying down is going to be burned into my brain for the rest of the show, possibly even beyond. Who even does that? Mnet is going to hell for cutting the episode during their performance. They're going to hell for other things too, but this one is putting them on the express pass. All in all, fun performances. Very excited to see the rest of the Only One performance. Very much anticipating Sanga and Shutdown. It also clicked in my head that they're doing a mission naming theme so far by having everything start with re, so I'm gonna speed run through what the next mission might be called. Redo, relay, regal, renew, reset, rebel, reply, ready, rewind, revive, repeat. I feel like that's a good amount of guesses to land at least one.
but I really hope they'll give this damn Cherry Bullet versus Rocket Punch narrative a rest. It's not that deep.